Alwar-related Sharanam. A very beautiful information about Bhagavad Ramanuja's divine archa forms. We all know Bhagavad Ramanuja is the most important acharya in our sampradayam, and we celebrate his presence through his archa forms, deity forms in Divideshams. In all of the Divideshams, Bhagavad Ramanuja's archa form is present. But in a few places, his archa form is very special. Let us first see a few of them. There are three main archa forms which are greatly celebrated: Tamugandi Tirumeni, Tamarugandi Tirumeni, Tamana Tirumeni. Tamugandi Tirumeni means the divine archa form which was very much liked by him. Tamarugandi Tirumeni means the divine archa form which was very dear to his devotees. Tamana Tirumeni means the divine form which is his presence. He is himself directly present. So these are the three archa forms which are very special for Bhagavad Ramanuja. Let us see about them. Tamugandi Tirumeni. This is the divine archa form which is present and worshipped in Sri Perumbutur, his incarnation place, his birthplace. When Bhagavad Ramanuja was in Srirangam, Mudaliyandan, Dasarathi Swami, his son, Kandadayandan, he made a archa form of Bhagavad Ramanuja as he appeared at that ripe age of 120 years. So he made a beautiful archa form resembling the exact same form, and he offered that to Bhagavad Ramanuja and asked Bhagavad Ramanuja to acknowledge and accept that archa form. And Bhagavad Ramanuja embraced that divine form, and that form was consecrated in Sri Perumbutur, Mahabhutapuri. So that is Tamugandi Tirumeni, which was accepted heartily by Bhagavad Ramanuja himself. Second famous divine archa form is Tamarugandi Tirumeni. Bhagavad Ramanuja had to flee Srirangam and stay in Tirunarayapuram, Melkottai, for several years. He nurtured many devotees there, many disciples there. He organized Selvanarayanan, Tirunarayanan Emberuman's Kaikariyam beautifully along with all the Kaikaryaparas, and they were all serving under Bhagavad Ramanuja to Selvapillai Bhagavan. But Bhagavad Ramanuja had to return to Srirangam at some point. At that time, the disciples of Bhagavad Ramanuja, they could not bear the separation. So they requested Bhagavad Ramanuja to allow them to make a divine archa form for Bhagavad Ramanuja and let that be worshipped there. So because it was very dear to his devotees, that divine form was known as Tamarugandi Tirumeni. That is the second famous Tirumeni. Finally, Tamana Tirumeni. When Bhagavad Ramanuja ascended to Paramapadam, Sri Ranganatha Periya Perumal could not bear that separation. So he ordered that Bhagavad Ramanuja's divine form is placed under the earth inside the Sapta Prakaram, especially his Vasanta Mandapam. So the Sannidhi we see for Bhagavad Ramanuja in Srirangam was the original Vasanta Mandapam for Bhagavan, Sri Ranganatha. So as per Bhagavan's orders, Bhagavad Ramanujacharya's divine form was buried, was placed under the earth in that place. And after that, a new archa form was made for Bhagavad Ramanuja and was consecrated on top of that place of his Vrindavan. So this is the Tamana Tirumeni. This divine form is Moolamurti. The previous Tamugandi Tirumeni and Tamarugandi Tirumeni, they were all Utsava Murtis. But this form is specifically Moolamurti. So these are the three special divine forms of Bhagavad Ramanuja. And on top of that, there is one more very very special divine form of Bhagavad Ramanuja, that is in Alwar Tirunagari. That is the birthplace of Nammalvar, Shatagopa Swami. There Bhagavad Ramanuja is present in Bhavishyadacharyan Sannidhi. That is the Sannidhi of Bhagavad Ramanuja in Alwar Tirunagari. This divine form was brought out by Madhurakavi Alwar, Nammalvar's dear disciple. Madhurakavi Alwar requested Nammalvar, when Nammalvar was ascending to Paramapadam, at that time Madhurakavi Alwar requested Nammalvar for a divine archa form of Nammalvar. So Nammalvar ordered Madhurakavi Alwar to boil the Tamarugandi river water, and he said a divine archa form will come from there, and that can be worshipped as Nammalvar's own divine form. When Madhurakavi Alwar got a divine archa form while he boiled the Tamarugandi river, that archa form had his hands in Anjali posture. Madhurakavi Alwar was confused. He went and asked Nammalvar, "You are my Acharya, you should be in Upadesha Mudra, blessing me. Rather, you are having Anjali Mudra in that archa form. Why is that?" For that, Nammalvar said, "This is the archa form of the Acharya who is going to come in the future. Several thousand years later, this Acharya will come and he will lead our Sampradayam." Hearing that, Madhurakavi Alwar requested Nammalvar to give another chance to get Nammalvar's archa form. So Nammalvar again asks Madhurakavi Alwar to boil the Tamarugandi river, and that time again Nammalvar's archa form comes out of Tamarugandi river. Both the archa forms, Nammalvar's archa form and Ramanujacharya's archa form, both are worshipped in Alwar Tirunagari until today. But this archa form is much earlier in times. This was during the time Nammalvar was here in this world. So this is 5000 years before now and 4000 years before the birth of Bhagavad Ramanuja. So that is a very very dear Tirumeni, archa form for Bhagavad Ramanuja, and that is very lovingly called as Alwar-related Tirumeni. So these are the four main archa forms of Bhagavad Ramanuja, which are greatly celebrated in our Sampradayam. Alwar-related Jiyar Tirudikade Sharanam, Jiyar Tirudikade Sharanam.
Koil.org has published a variety of Sri Vaishnava Sampradayam books in different languages. A wide range of books covering different topics from absolute beginners to advanced level knowledge seekers are available at books.koil.org. Books can be ordered via email koil.org@gmail.com or WhatsApp. For details, please contact mobile numbers 8220-151966, 9600-595273